up, PracTacular Home crew? We are rolling into Mammoth High School once again. It's a beautiful 32 degrees Fahrenheit at 726. Hey, listen, I keep saying this PracTacular word, like you know what it means. So I thought while I'm rolling in here, I'll kind of explain where that comes from. Like I do with all my students when I introduce what my company name is. They're like, where'd you come up with that word? I've never heard that word in my life. Well, that's because we made it up about 20 years ago. So story behind that interesting deal is back in my youth ministry days, we were at the youth center, and I was standing there with my beautiful bride and a super good friend of ours for whom we call Wonder Woman Williams. And we were talking shop, literally talking about home improvement, and they're both designers, and this is a super cool thing. And started explaining kind of our philosophy of how we do things in our projects, and I go, yeah, we would like to keep it, really practical, so everything functions really well and everything is good, but we also want really spectacular design. I mean, we want it to pop and be awesome. And I go, wait a minute, PracTacular. And so I smashed the two words together, and that's how we came up with PracTacular. Hey, let's do a beauty shot real quick. There's the moon again. And there's Mammoth Mountain. It's Mammoth, okay? If you're not familiar with it, we can talk more about that. All right, so PracTacular Home. So everything we do kind of revolves around home. And so we just added that word to it, and all of a sudden we got a cool business name. It's what I licensed under in California for my general contractor's license. And so that's where the name comes from. All right, we're getting into the shop, and so I'll pick you up in the classroom because it's really dark in there. All right, hey, a couple of things before kind of we get into the pre-class stuff. So wanted to bring you up to speed. Thank you so much for those. I've got 2 vlogs posted, and I got some information and encouragement back from some of you, so thank you so very much. This is so encouraging. In fact, one of my viewers, happens to be my brother, Eric, gave me some great feedback and said, hey, listen, man, the content is cool, it's so fun to watch you, but man, when you walk away from the camera, you can't hear your voice, so we need to get you a microphone or something different. And I said, I totally know. So, reminder, I'm doing this totally raw. I'm just throwing it up on the camera. I didn't wait for new gear. I'm using the microphone that's inside this thing, and I'm just using the light that's in the building. I'm not doing anything fancy. We're just rough, raw, totally authentic. Got it. However, the production media guy in me is not happy with the audio. So 2 things are gonna happen. One, I've got some audio options I'm gonna show you, old school from 10, 15 years ago, a little bit newer, and then what I found online in regards to research and everything else. Thank you, Think Media again. There's some super cool new, really small microphones that I can use with my custom t-shirts and blah, blah, blah. I think I'm gonna order it, but check this out, hold on. So look at this gear. Yeah, okay, this setup right here, been using that for, I don't know, 20 years. Super efficient, but cables, combinations, and if I'm working in the shop and I got all this stuff rigged up, not good, not safe, not easy. Okay, this is what Brother Eric gave me yesterday. Better, super small, but still all these cables and current. And guess what? That type of lavalier microphone, that's what that's called, by the way, has to clip onto your shirt, and it doesn't clip onto t-shirts very well. So I got a solution, but Brother Eric, thank you, also gave me this cool rig. Woohoo! Okay. Gimbal, cool, super thing. I don't use it right now because I got to teach class today, but we'll get back to that. But hey, we're going to upgrade and try to get you some better production. Tech stuff, check. Okay, also happening today, going to take you on a little field trip to a town called Bishop, California, which is about 45 minutes south of us here in the mountains, and to a dear friend of mine who owns DK Woodworks, and he is helping me get our CNC machine up and running. And if you don't know what a CNC machine, welcome back, you guys. Listen, I finished up school for the day. I'm now heading south on 395, and I got to travel down to a town that's about 45 minutes to the southwest called Bishop, and that is where DK Woodwork has his main shop. So we're doing the field trip, and hopefully he'll let us grab some footage while we're there so I can show you what we're doing. But it's going to be a 1 hour intensive training for me on high level CNC operations, computer numeric control, CNC, so that we can get our gear up and running and teach the students. So I'm going to flip the camera around here, give you a little beauty shot, and then we'll pick it up when we're down at Bishop. All right, so here we got it. We got the Eastern Sierras to the west of us, and then across to the east, we've got the White Mountain Range, and then right down there is Lake Crowley. You can't see it because it's covered in snow, but man, this is gorgeous country, and we're on our way. All right, hey, welcome back. We are back in our shop. What an amazing little field trip down to DK Woodworks. Ton of new information about our version of our CNC machine. So we'll get back to that, but let's go back into our shop and talk about what we did with our work today with our students in level 1. All right, so hey, we're back in the shop here. This is what we're talking about today, okay? We had the wall structure up. We created diagonal bracing for side to side and front to back stability. Then we had to go above our head. So now we got gravity that is trying to hurt us, right? Downward force. And so we had to talk a lot about structural members that were gonna allow us to do this safely. And then also brace it so that we can continue the build, which is drywall and putting electrical in and all this sort of stuff. So we're gonna make sure gravity doesn't hurt us, and this is how we did it, okay? So let's zoom in here, and we're gonna take a look at this inside corner right here, okay? So, do you see the triangle? Yeah, we do. All right, so triangular bracing is our solution for not having gravity hurt us by things falling on our head. All good, but we still have to be able to install it to the design specification, which was flush on the outside of the wall, flush to the back side of our top plate, and then we have these temporary clamps in here to hold it and to keep gravity from hurting us, while we create the combination of our diagonal braces. So we explained the scenario with our strongest shape, okay, is we have to have 1 point, 2 point connection, and then we are gonna adjust the third point to get us into square in this case. So here's how we did it. We attached the bottom plate here to the stud on the vertical, and there was a specific dimension that they had to lay out and hit to make our triangle actually work and connect to the side of our ceiling joist here, okay? So once they got that figured out, which took a little time, because we needed to use this tool to figure out, hey, how do we get that 45-degree angle to match up? And we go this way, or this way, or that way, or this. It was quite interesting. It was not easy, but once they figured it out, and they figured out, hey, that's how it goes, all of a sudden we got our 45-degree up one angle, so point 1 is fixed, point 2 is fixed. This is the flexible point right here. See how we can still move that up and down? Okay, that's what we're gonna set next. So the idea is we have to have the wall at a 90-degree to the ceiling, okay? We'll go, why can't we use this? Wouldn't that do it? That looks like it's in really good shape. The answer is not the best tool choice. We are using too small of a tool, 7 inches from here to here, to try to square up an area that's upwards of 1.5 feet to 2 feet. And so we need to pick the right measuring tool. Enter the framing square. All right, so framing square geometry says, hey, I got a long side, 2 feet going this way, 18 inches going this way. So if I was to place the long side on our longest vertical edge, that would make, again, sense, right? That's geometry. I can keep it flush against this surface, and then I'm gonna slide it up until I touch the top surface right here. And what I'm looking for is to see if there's any gaps between corner 2 and corner 3, so that I can then adjust this down till it gets to square. Then we're gonna clamp it, and then we're gonna drive the screws into the side to anchor point 3 of our triangular brace. 1, 2, 3. 3 points of contact, squared up with the scientific tool, and all of a sudden, our walls are now square with our ceiling. Life is good. All right, so in the process, again, combinations of students getting it and not getting it, but once we were able to figure out the geometry and understand that you can't have 2 points loose at the same time, because then when you move it, you readjust 2 points of the triangle and it's not holding to the 90 degree that we want. So we got to anchor 2 points and then adjust to the third, clamp it, drive the screw, lock it in, voila. We are squared, wall to ceiling, right there. Perfecto. And then we move to the second side. We come over here, do the same thing on the opposite wall, and all of a sudden now gravity isn't hurting us and we're using bracing as our friend, and that's how it's done. All right, hey, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta get things done. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded, and thanks for watching, man. We'll see you soon. Catch you tomorrow.